Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Rama Rama. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sita Ram, welcome to day 2 of our conference. I don't have too many words to introduce the next speaker as well. I only have one word, Rame Pramadam Makar Shihi. She lives that. Every breath of her life is dedicated to that. And above all else, for every one of us here, all the students here, she instills that in us day in and day out. Don't be lazy towards Rama. Work towards Rama. Become closer to Rama. Take one step closer every day. It's a gradual process, but she has invested herself completely in that. That is the person who's going to be speaking next. I welcome Gayathri ji to speak on Jatayu's ancestry to start off this next part of our conference. Sita Ram.
Thank you, Ashu ji, for giving me the vigilance again to remember what I have to remember. Nishchitya premikendratvam Ati karunaya tvatsutam rangarajam Srishtva Shri Ramachandra Prabhu Charitra Mahabhakta Medavinam tam Aikagryam Prema Bhaktam Mama Samahridayam Rama Bhakti Kanishtam Lokatitam Sukham Me Guruvara Bhagavan Dattavan Janakisha Sarvatra Kalu Drishyante Sadhavo Dharmacharinaha Shura Sharanya Saumitre Triyagyoni Gateshwapi. Sita Ram. Today's topic is Jatayu's ancestry. From Ramayana itself, we can derive from the incidents of Ramayana, from the characters of Ramayana, we can derive more about the symbiotic relationship which our Guru was talking in the morning. How we were and we are and we should be together with every being around us. We are a wholesome entity. Alone we cannot survive. If we think we can master over other things, that's our arrogance. And we don't know what others are actually contributing. Just to give that feeling, there is a beautiful Tamil folk song which Sri Ranganji Anna is referring in his book Ramayana Insights, when he was talking about the Jatayu's presence in Ramayana. When he is talking about Jatayu's ancestry, in that book, there he is quoting about this Tamil folk song. The bamboo asked, you know what? I have given bow and arrow for our Rama. And the logs, the wood, has said, I have given boat for Sri Rama. The land said, I have given my daughter, Sita, for Rama. And a vulture said, I gave my life. Alas, I have only one life. That would be the feeling of that vulture. I gave my life for Rama. That apes and bears said, we have gone to the wars for Rama. And the little squirrel which we saw yesterday, it hopped in and said, I helped in making a bridge. And then they all looked at the another entity in that same environment, the human beings, who think they are the only one existing in that environment. And these people are looking at them and asking, humans, what did you do for Rama? What we didn't do? We are questioning even Rama in all the ways in which we shouldn't. So when this is a question with which I would like to start, what did we really do? We have to understand what is there. Instead, we are misinterpreting. Yesterday, Hari Krishnan ji was saying how things are being misinterpreted and how the next generations are misguided. Talking about Shiva had in such a Shiva Tandavam song of Ravana was greatly done by Ravana. Can Rama do it? First of all, Ravana himself didn't do it. Even if he had done it, what's there in it? Even after doing everything with rhymes and stuffs, we can talk well. Are we living once as one such person? Charitram eva vyakhyati. So, do we really understand that human who had come into the humans to make them understand how to be human? So, in this article we are going to see how our great human Sri Rama and the characters in Ramayana are explaining the symbiotic relationship, the togetherness with all the beings around us. Anna is explaining about Darwin and Valmiki's relationship, or Samya, the commonality between Darwin and Valmiki. It's about the evolution of species. What Darwin is talking, we can draw parallels of it from Ramayana, the 14th Sarga of Aranyakanda, where we are going to see in detail about the Jatayu's ancestry. I'm going to say a beautiful story, but it doesn't stop with that. All our stories carry a deeper value, deeper philosophy. Anna also used to say, see our stories, there was an elephant, it got caught in a puddle, and more than that, there was a crocodile which was trying to eat it. At that time, the elephant is crying, "Oh, Adi Moolame, the source of all." When it cried like that, the God himself came down. Little Lalla Munna of our families will be telling about this. The God will come. That's one thing in your distress. And who is the source of all? So, all kind of beautiful values, without even knowing their understanding and learning values, our little stories, the bedtime stories, teach the children the integrity to be with the beings around us. He used to say about Dharma that when a mother is feeding the child, Ammakku oru vaai, appakku oru vaai, this morsel of food is for Paati, grandma. This morsel of food is for grandpa. This morsel of food is for your friend. And this morsel of food is for Toto, for the doggy. And this morsel of food for the kawa, that crow. So by this, the Panchamaha Yajna, that is the beings around us, everyone around us, will be got into the mind of the children that we are living with everyone. We have to share and live. After saying hundreds of dharma to Bharata, Rama ends the Kashit Sarga saying, the one which is very, very fabulous, the boga which is very, very great, once you obtained it, aren't you enjoying it alone? Or you sharing with everyone and having it? So he is finishing that entire Kashit Sarga with this final note, that share and live. So inclusiveness, that is what making us a whole. So here, when Anna was talking about Darwin and Valmiki's Samya, both of them are talking about the evolution of species. I was talking about the stories. Our stories are like Gajendra stories, the mother feeding the children like this. Our methods, our traditions, our practices are including everyone in our everyday life. Whereas the Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pile of water. Jack fell down, broke his crown. Jill came trembling after. What does it say? Don't go up to fetch water also. Be at home and play. Is that what we are learning from it? It's very, very difficult to do the house chores. Don't do it. And there is another one he used to quote. All fall down. We all fall down and die in plague. Is it what we want to tell our children, that don't even get up? See our Sumitra Mata, Ramay Pramadam Makashihi Srishtastvam Manavasaya. You are born to do Dharma. There is no compromise with Rama. Just get going. That is our Indian mothers. They don't say that don't work and we will die ultimately. We also say we die ultimately, so we, before dying, finish a few years of Dharma. It's not that either way you are going to die, why do Dharma? It's not like that. It's all in the attitude, right? It's all in the perception. So that's the perception we are missing on the things around us. There are so many people involved in our life. Who are eating a morsel of food, there should be a keth, there should be a field, and there should be insects. The farmer's friend is the earthworm, they say. Without the earthworm, we won't even having the food what we are having. What we are having now is without earthworm only, but with fertilizers and pesticides. That is not actually food. Later we are going to see how Jatayu is telling what kind of food we should eat, how the food should be. So all those things, because they are living with the nature, so they are having beautiful wisdom about things around them. So for everything we are dependent on others. So we have to think as a wholesome thing. When it comes to Darwin, he is explaining about how the species evolved. And in the same way, in this story form, which we are going to see in the 14th chapter of Aranyakanda, Valmiki is explaining, that is, Jatayu is explaining his lineage to Rama. So there we are going to see how the world is formed, how the species evolved, how the human story is going to get involved with more apes and monkeys and bears, because it was already involved with all those people and much more. Here Anna is also explaining how even Vyasa was so fascinated with this chapter of Ramayana and had taken it into his Mahabharata. The same chapter, everything, with the Chatu, it is coming in Mahabharata. Before he is explaining about Pandava's lineage. Some people argued, maybe it came in Mahabharata, only it was later interpolated into Valmiki's. People always like to talk ulta-pulta. That way they want to show they are street smart. So, some people talk like that. For that also he is giving an explanation. Here the story ends with Jatayu, and then Jatayu further talks about his things. So there is a continuity. But in Mahabharata, just before Pandava's lineage, all these things are told, and for Sampati and Jatayu are brothers. After telling it, it goes into Pandava's lineage. What is the connection? There is no connection. Then why he is telling about it? I mean, he is very happy about, telling about the lineages, how the lineages in Ramayana has been told, and which gives a full history about our history. So, that is the Pramanikatvam. We are also finding it from Mahabharata, that it has been there. Valmiki is the source of it. In Ramayana, this has definitely have come about the evolution of species. And here, another thing Anna is quoting is universal brotherhood. We will say in a bit how we have a universal brotherhood. So that point I will come later. These things we can see, the seed of these things we can see in the book Ramayana Insights 1. Okay, so getting into the story part now. Bird and human relationship. From the 14th chapter onwards, more and more new species come. We are seeing Rakshasas also even before. In the beginning of the Aranyakanda itself, we are seeing the Rakshasas. But from here, the connection, the proximity will be more with the beings like Jatayu, like creatures, apes, bears, monkeys, all those things we are going to see. Monkeys, apes, all different species. So with the different species, how Rama is getting in touch with, and how they are going to come more and more in Ramayana. We have heard Ramayana so much. For us, Jatayu or Sugriva is not a different being, just like us. Yesterday when they were jumping like that, we are thinking why they are jumping in a different way. Oh, they are showing their apes. Because we have heard them so much that we have understood their inner feeling, and we have understood Sugriva as our Maharaja, and Hanuman as our role model, our guru. We don't even consider them as apes or bears. Jambavan is a bear. Nobody says Jambavan is a bear. Nobody feels. That much we have got a feeling that they are like us. That feeling was there in that period of time itself. That we can see from Ramayana from two kind of friendship. One is Dasharatha Jatayu friendship. Rama's father is also like that. Jatayu is happily saying, Uvacha vatsamam viddhi vayasyam pituratmanaha. I am the friend of your father. And having known that father's friend, Rama takes him as his own father himself. He's not considering he's a bird, he's a different species and all. He is understanding the inner feeling of the Vatsalya Bhava of Jatayu, and Rama also feels him as a father. Pujaniyascha manyascha tatayam patageshwaraha. Later when he is paying his tributes to, when he is cremating, he is saying, he is like Dasharatha himself for me. So all these things explain how the other species is also included, how it is the inclusive, and how much respect they have been given with. So these things shows there is no prejudice that these are from a different species. They are different from us. There is a variations kind of things. So coming to the actual story of Kashyapa's family. Who is Kashyapa? Our ancestor, our great grandfather. And we are going to see the Srishti from that angle. And the 14th Sarga starts with Kardama Prajapati, and it also talks about many Prajapatis after that. And then comes Kashyapa. And Kashyapa got married to 8 daughters of Daksha. And among them, 4 of them agreed to bear male progeny, and remaining 4 got female progeny. That's their choice which they have taken. And you see the wife of Kashyapa and the offspring they have got from that specific wife. Aditi, Devas. Devas is like Dwadasha Adityas, Ashtavasus, Ekadasha Rudras, and Ashwini Kumaras. All put together 33 Devas. So Kashyapa and Aditi gave birth to 33 Devas, and below Devas the people of that Tanmatra comes. So many people who fall into that category of that virtue, of that character, of that nature, they all belonging to the Aditi Mata's side. From Aditi Mata's side, the entire beings are divided with their nature like that. The next comes Diti. Diti gave birth to Daityas, very powerful people. Power at times corrupt, so they might be, sometimes could be some war and stuffs because of it. But still, they are our Bhai, they are brothers. Our brothers, we'll see later. Aditi and Diti's sons, they are like cousins. Then comes Danu. For Danu, there is Danavas like Ashwagriva. And then Kalika. Kalika gave birth to Naraka and Kalaka. Even Asuras, we say Prahlada is Asura. So Asura doesn't mean he's always wrong. If there is one category, majorly if some people are bad in it, we feel it's bad. But our point here is, don't stamp anyone as it is. There could be exceptions, there could be differences. We should be open enough to see it. From this family only, we are going to see today's story. So, Tamra, that's the 5th lady. And Tamra gave birth to Crownchi. Crownchi is nothing but Ulukas, owls. So, our cousin is an owl. Owl is our cousin. Let's remember it. Basi, Bhasa, vultures. Sheni, Shenas, hawks. And Gridras, eagles. So when we go and feed the crow, we should think our Bandhu has come home. We should not feel, oh, puny kaka, I have gave them some food. He's like a Bandhu, like our brother or sister coming home. Dhritarashtri gave birth to Hamsas and Chakravakas, swans and ruddy ducks, waterfalls. And Shuki gave birth to, that is Shuki is parrots, and from that lineage came Nata. From Nata came Vinata. Vinata Sutta is Aruna and Garuda. And Aruna Putra are Jatayu and Sampati. We will see in a bit little more about Jatayu and Sampati. Then the 6th sister, Krodavasha. I hope you all by-hearted all these names now. If I ask questions, you would be able to say, right? Okay. Aditi, Diti, Dhanu, Kalika. Who else next? Tamra, our Jatayu's great grandmother. Tamra, Krodavasha is the next sister, and she gave birth to Mrigi. Mriga refers all animals, all 4-legged animals, and Mrigamanda. She gave birth to Rikshas, Srimaras, rickshaws are bears. Srimara are deer, so they are all our cousins, remember it. Chamara, kind of deer, so different variety of deer. And Hari, from Hari came Harayaha and Vanaras. So, Vanaras and birds are cousins. Later we will see, we are also their cousins. So, Harayaha, Vanaraha. Then Bhadramada. Bhadramada, Iravati. From Iravati came Airavata elephant. then Matangi, even different species, even in elephants, different slight variation cousins. Matangi gave birth to Matangas, elephants. And then Sharduli. Sharduli gave birth to Golangulas. Shardula also refers tigers, Golangulas, they all belonging to the same families. And Shweta. Shweta gave birth to Disha Gaja. Ashtadikgajas we says. And Surabhi. Surabhi gave birth to Rohini, Gandharvi, the cows. And then Surasa. Who knows Surasa here? She is our cousin. Surasa, that is Nagas came from her. And Kadruka. From Kadrukas, Pannagas. Different varieties of serpents. And Adishesha belongs to that lineage. So all these beings like Mrigi, that is rickshaw, bears, deers, monkeys, lions, elephants, and cows, cobras, serpents, all belong to Krodavasha Mata and Kashyapa Prajapati. Then comes our oldest party, Manu. From Lady Manu and Kashyapa, Manushyas are born. I am just following whatever in Ramayana, I have written it in that same way, made this table. That Manushyas got the different categories upon their vrittis, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. Thank you. Anala. Anala, that's another beautiful mother. Seldom we see them. The animals move around, the snakes hiss at us, so we can probably note them sometimes. The birds coo and caw and go here and there, fly here and there, so we are able to see them. And there is always lions and tigers which pounce, so beings probably sometime able to note them. But the one beings which we generally seldom ignore are trees. Anala Mata gave birth to all Vanaspatis, trees. And they are also our silent, contributing cousins. So putting all these things together, Kashyapa's family, Kashyapa, the father, and these mothers, Atiti, Devas, underneath Diti you can see Daityas. From Danu, without seeing, we can say from Danu, Danavas, from Kalika, Paate sollalame, Kalika, Pakama solnu. Narakas, from Tamra, from Manu, we are sure. From Krodavasha, all animals, and from whom the trees came. Anala. So, from all these 8 mothers, all these beings came into existence. So, the birds, the aviary things, and the animals, the terrestrial things, and the trees and plants which make us to live, and the Manushyas have these many people. We all born into one family. So, they are all our brothers and sisters. And universal brotherhood, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We have a huge family. If we don't see them, it's a loss for us. So we have to respect the loss, LAWS, in order not to incur this loss, LOSSS. The laws of nature is to live and let live. They are doing their part. They are contributing in every way and doing their part. But we are not able to go through and see them means. Sometimes we only consider about our development. For that we are ready even to shatter the other beings around us. We are not considering about the soil. We are putting all kind of chemicals and fertilizers and killing all the beings in the soil. In turn, we are killing the soil, so we are not getting the proper food. So when we don't respect the ecosystem, which involves all these people, and we will be the one who are the losers by that. So the Kashyapa's family, that evolution of species in Ramayana, which is explained through the story, gives us the further beautiful detail about how we have to live together. So we are equally created. Jai 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. The main purpose of this conference today and yesterday is to emphasize on Samadharma. That is, everything is common for all. All are equally respected. All should be equally respected. The resources should be equally shared. From this Jatayu's ancestry, which we have seen so far, we are able to understand how all the beings are created with equal importance and how all the resources should be, opportunities should be shared. If we don't recognize them, it's a loss, is what so far we have spoken about. When it comes to Jatayu, now after coming from all of this, specifically want to talk few things about the wisdom of these birds, Jatayu and Sampati. Asmakam vihita vrittihi nisargena cha durataha vihita padamuletu vrittihi cha vrittihi charana yodhinam. This is told by Sampati. Sampati's beautiful thoughts. He was explaining about all those birds we have seen, right? Sheni, Ulukas. He's explaining about in whichever layer they were all flying. 7 different layers he is telling. The birds are flying in 7 different layers. From the bottommost layer to the topmost layer, he is categorizing. The sparrows are in the first layers, the normal eagles are in the second layers, hawks in the third layers. When he is further explaining about how they are flying, he is also explaining how they are able to fly to different heights. The normal cock-like birds get the food from the nearest locality. So it is enough for them to fly until only to that extent. But birds like Jatayu and Sampati need a different kind of food, for which it has to travel long and it has to see longer distances. And they have to go to longer distance means they can go up and fly. So it's easy for them. So Charana Yodhinam, those who has foot movement, they need not have a need for the wings, much bigger wings. But whose needs are more? Always they say, right? Invention is the necessity is the mother of invention. If you have a necessity, you will get into the different grades. So the necessity should be there. Since we have the necessity to we have to flew for a forever distance. So we have accordingly, the eyesight is also very sharp for us. And also because of the food we take, and because of the method of our excretion, and by our nature, and by our birth also, we are able to fly, and we are able to see to a longer distances. So using that ability of me, now I will find where Sita is. Very logically, cleanly explained. It's not that some abracadabra, just Sampati is seeing that Sita Devi is in Ashokavana. He is neatly, properly he is explaining it. This kind of logic, we might probably think how a bird can talk logic. Here the super bird, Sampati, can talk about the logic. And he is also giving us an explanation of how necessity makes us to go into inventions. How our evolution is based on the necessity. When there was a necessity, we grow into the different gradation. We grow, that is how Anna also used to say, right? When the humans had furthermore need, they have evolved ultimately. Even in Narendra's book, when he was explaining the other day, we were seeing when the beings had a necessity to pick the hands, and they were able to stand on legs and able to pick through the hands. So further necessity and leads us to the next level of evolution. So here Sampati is talking about how the necessity for the food at the longer distance gave them the eyesight, and by their nature of their food, they are able to go further more distances, fly and evolve accordingly. So in the same way, when talking about the wisdom of these birds, Jatayu, while he was fighting with Ravana, he is telling few things. Sabara saumya bhartavyaha yonaram na avasadayet tadannam api bhoktavyam jiryate yat anamayam tikshna kshudaha mayam. That's what Sampati says. Our hunger is more. We have hunger as a basic proposition from where their evolution happens. Tikshna kamastu gandharvaha. When he was explaining about it, if we think deeply into it, whatever he is saying as a weakness of that category, to fulfill this weakness, they are growing new abilities. To get that weakness filled, they are growing new abilities. So these people talk more about the food. About food, Sampati also talked. How our nature of food, that is how our ability grew. Here, when Ravana was taking away Sita, Jatayu is explaining about his nature of food. He is telling we should only take that food which does not make us tired. So when he is giving simile, he is telling Ravana, don't absorb, don't take away Sita. Sita, you can't digest her. You can't digest being with her. You cannot hold her at all. It is as if like eating a food, jiryate yada anamayam, eating a food which cannot be digested. We have to only take that food which can be digested. See, the nature of their life gave birth to the deeper philosophies, deeper concepts. It is getting connected. So he says, they say we are very hungry. We are in hunger. Tikshna kshuda. So because they are in hunger, there is always a need for food. Because of the food and the need for the food from longer distances, they have got more ability of the eyes sharpness. And because the food is a major thing, their values also come around from the food. So we have to eat that food which does not make us tired, and we have to eat that food which is getting easily digested. So bearing Sita is not at all possible for you, just like a person eating a food which cannot be digested. Yatkatva na bhavet dharmo na kirtihi na yasho bhuvi sharirasya bhavet kedaha kastat karma samacharet. Who will do such activities which will bring hardship to the sharira? Even for your physique, it is not going to help. You will be cut down into pieces by Rama. Na shaktastum balat hartum vaidehi mama pashyataka hetubhi nyasa samsiddaihi siddai dhruvam veda shrutimiva. That's another beautiful wisdom. So this shows that these people are not just puny birds flying around here and there. See the wisdom in them. We are not able to perceive them properly. When Anna used to say like whatever insect is in Rama's place, see there is an insect moving here and there. Whatever connection a human being, whatever connection we have with Rama, the same connection they are also sharing with Rama. So when we contemplate it deeper into it, we can see every being has their own life. So we have to understand that first. Every being has their own chances. They have their own choices. They have their own willpower. They have their own limitations. And they have their own strength. So here when we see Jatayu is explaining his ideas, his wisdom. He says how a Veda Shruti, the Vedic wisdom, cannot be understood by just a tarka. In that same way, You cannot abduct Sita by force. So, how beautifully, whatever they have understood, they have connected that to the life lessons. Such is the wisdom of these birds. So, when we go deeper into each beings, when we at least absorb them as it is, for absorbing them as it is, we have to give them respect. To give them respect, the Ramayana's 14th Sarga in Aranyakanda will give us a nudge. See, they are your bhai, they are your relatives, they are your brothers. They are also equally created. So don't think they are underneath you. You are all same category. We are all same category. With that feeling, if we open up our ego and arrogance, if we shutter the arrogance to give space for them also into our life, we can understand the wisdom from them. And that Jatayu had done a great thing which anybody would hesitate to do. What he did, as our Modi ji also explained once, he is the first anti-terrorism crusader. So he was the first anti-terrorist who fought against terrorism. A human being, a Sita Mata, when she was abducted away, Jatayu was old, he was tired, whereas Ravana was very powerful, he is young. Jatayu doesn't consider all those things as an impediment in his life. If you have to do Dharma, do it right away. You may not probably get the chance later in the life. Just prolonging the life without doing Dharma, what's the use of living? Is what Jatayu had done. When Modi ji was explaining, he was telling, I know we all can't be like Rama, at least we can be like Jatayus. We can make use of our lives properly. So Jatayu fought against Ravana, who was ferocious, who was very powerful, and who is so much armed. Against that terrorism, he fought and he laid his life for Sita Devi. It's an inspiration for all the beings. Life, when it goes, you will get it. We can probably even get the life. But life without a proper fame of dharmic fame, what is the use of that life? Living every day without any use, without any purpose, should not be there, is what we are understanding from Jatayu's incident. So his wings were cut, his life was taken away by the arrows of Ravana, and still Jatayu was holding. He was holding until Rama comes. See how much duty bounded he is. So a great preceptor. We have to learn a lot from this Pakshi. It's not just a Pakshi. The Pakshi Raja is a very good role model for all of us. When his blood was oozing, when his wings were cut, when his lives were going, he was holding on to it to tell Rama about the news, the message of Sita, and then he breathed his last breath in the laps of Sri Rama, and Rama can't take it. He was confident enough that he can even get back Sita. But how can I get back Jatayu? Once lost is lost. This great Jatayu is lost. And Rama is crying. We have seen it yesterday also. Those children beautifully depicted it. Rama was crying and crying and crying. But he didn't let him as it is there and went. He did the Charamakarya. He cremated him. He has respected. He had got all the logs. And even while collecting the logs, he was not cutting the trees left and right, because the trees are our cousins. So no beings we should take for granted. Rama specifically says, go collect the logs which were broken by the animals and which were falling down here and there. You collect all those logs and we will cremate this Jatayu. Why to cremate him? How to cremate him? I have to cremate him. Not just that. He is like a father to me. The connection. He is feeling that connection. That connection is making us one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We belong to one family. Not just for that sense we have to respect or love others. We have to love and respect others for their values too. For their wisdom too. And the beings around us having all those nature. If we just look into their life, we can easily connect to them. And that's what Rama did. Tandaikku charamam seyyavillai yaam, thandai kottavarukku cheydiduvom. Saying that He had finally paid his tribute to Jatayu by cremating him. And that Jatayu, he is a symbol of duty, he is a symbol of Dharma, he is a symbol of selfless sacrifice. So Rama says, Sarvatra kalu drishyante, sadavaha dharmacharinaha. We can't think only human beings can be dharmic people. Everywhere. Triyak yoni gateshu, in different yonis also, among different species also, we can see the heroes who can be refuge. By understanding, by respecting, by loving, by being together with that one universal brotherhood, we can live and we can let live others. That is what we understand from the detailed ancestry and the beautiful charitra of Jatayu. And from the wisdom of Jatayu, we can understand that evolution of consciousness is just not belong to one species. It's beyond the species. The honor and pride upheld by Rama, the cries and hugs and the cremation he had done, had duly respected other species. So, and this Samatva is beyond species and beyond time. Nacha kala vashanukaha, nachavamanta bhutanam, nacha kala vashanukaha. He cannot be controlled. He doesn't limit himself. He is breaking all the barriers to connect us all, to expand us all, to be together, to be the one. So, prostrating to that Rama, who by his beautiful tenets of Samadharma, seeing everyone with a chakshush of Mitra Bhava, teaching and being that teaching, and with his beautiful charitra, which is our very own Ramayana, the pages and pages of Ramayana explains beautifully his tenets and the characters of Ramayana like Jatayu, and by the wisdom they are sharing, we have got a beautiful opportunity to break the barriers. The barrier, the adjunct is the arrogance, and that is the confinement, that is the prejudice Anna is talking about. Sometimes it might probably push us up, but without an anchor, if we go up, we will lose our way. The anchor is being in Samadharma, respecting all, considering everybody as one universal brotherhood, as Anna was explaining in his book, Ramayana Insights. So let us make use of this conference and these topics, just not listening, but ingraining them into us, thinking about it, feeling about it, and expanding, coming out of our clutches of prejudices. So the sacrifice of great men like Jatayu won't be wasted. The life of Rama won't be wasted in our lives. With this, thanking all, just finishing with one line, caution, more beings around us, not just us. Janaki Kanta Smaranam.
Actually, she made a remark that Jatayu attained dharmic fame. Kamban uses that phrase. In fact, when Hanuman describes the events that happened after Sita was abducted, so Sita knows that Jatayu is dead, and then what happened? Hanuman is narrating. So Hanuman uses these words, Tan uyir pugalku vitra Jatayuvai vandu sarndar. They came near that Jatayu who sold his life for great fame. It's a great phrase. In fact, oft quoted by the Kambaramayana scholars, Tan uyir pugalku vitra Jatayu. That's how Kamban describes it.
So, getting fascinated by this wonderful character Jatayu, Sri Shankaranarayanan ji